Stop showing off. He's got the devil in him today. Stop behaving like that. He's got a big ego, hasn't he? He's always showing off. You know, we kill off God. If God is creation and destruction, if God is all-powerful, and if we allow God to live us, then it's not the devil in us. It's God. That creative energy, that love energy, that fullness, power. As you know, I liken God to the open hand. Don't play like that. Don't do it like that. Don't. Can you imagine what it would have been like if someone was barking in Beethoven's ear? Don't do it like that. Debussy was told his music wasn't accepted at the conservatoire. The professors did not like his music. He was not conforming to the rules and regulations. He had his own creative style, his own way of expressing whatever he wanted to express by music. He had his own colour. He had his own footprint. But he was told, no, that's not good. And many pieces have been rejected by society. A performance of a Tchaikovsky symphony may not have been accepted at the first time. What if I came along and performed? Sorry, just that. I'm not doing Yeah, tightening up there, you see. That's contracting getting in. Contraction's getting into it there. So that's an example of contraction interfering. No contraction. No, that's contraction getting in there again. You see, once you become this, you feel that. And this is, I should keep this video on, although it might be a bit embarrassing from that point of view. But I'm trying to help you to understand the difference between ego and non-ego. If the mind gets in the way, I had a period where my mind was interfering with everything I did. I started questioning, which shoes should I put on first? How should I dress? What should I do first? My mind kept going in. You know, when there was an alternative, it would get into dilemmas. It's always getting into a dilemma. playing, mind was coming in. There was tension in the head, and it would be transferred into the body, and then there would be tightness in the body. This is a fine example. This is an example of what we're doing throughout the day when we're functioning. Mind gets in the way of the body functioning. Thoughts like, I shouldn't be doing it like this, got in the way. Thoughts were strangling me, strangling God. Now, I should keep this on YouTube. I should keep this on and not cut it off. When the body-mind is allowed to be lived by God, by being an open vessel, then it's marvellous. I was watching a video about Beethoven yesterday, and the pianist there got into difficulties. And he said, I can play this, I know I can play this. But because he was on camera, or whatever, or he was trying to demonstrate something, whatever the reason, external reason that is, but the internal reason he was doing this, he found it difficult to demonstrate. It was just simple self-contraction, getting in the way. Self-contraction is always getting in the way. Always getting in the way. And then there's obvious examples when I start contracting. My lips go like that. And this is all split second. In the twinkling of an eye it happens. It's so quick. Nowhere will there be on the YouTube this example of going from this to this or from that to that with such explanation. This little video right now can free you up, can enlighten you to the ridiculousness of what we're doing as the self-contraction. So it's not the devil living the child when the mother says he's got the devil in him today. Not necessarily. My head says, I know I can play this piece extremely well. My head says, I know I can play this piece extremely well, but I can't play it extremely well in front of you. That's the other thing. When you're awake, when you're in this place, there's no other. There's no you. There's no you. If another person was here, the other person would be just like a piece of furniture or a plant from this place. Only from this place that we start feeling threatened by the other. There's this Indian saying, when an other is in the room, fear arises. But from this place there's no other. So there's no cello in this place. There's just a oneness, an absolute oneness. Practitioner, I practice going from here to here. And I do that by using the spiritual master, Adidar Samraj. So always turn to that which is love. Play. Play with God. And then what we do now is we stick the guru up on the stand, move the iPad over to the other side, and then we continue. So when we understand that this is the God place, the open hand, the vessel of the body-mind, God can live this vessel called Peter Wood only if we didn't do the self-contraction. And it works, this practice works. Keep turning away from this to that. Don't do anything about this. Don't do anything about your anxiety, about your doubts, about your fears. Don't do anything about it. Don't get any therapies or techniques. Just turn to that, in my case, Adidar Samraj, which is already happiness. Jesus said the same. Turn to me, he said. I am the way, the truth, and the life. And that's more acceptable to the majority of people, or many people, than turning to the Guru, Adidar Samraj. Jesus was a Guru, Jesus was a spiritual master. But he's not alive, he wasn't teaching in the modern world. Adidar came along when he was able to relate to all kinds of happenings in the modern world, including technology, that Jesus wasn't able to do. And Adidar is the greatest, in my estimation, the greatest spiritual master to have ever walked the earth. I'm not promoting him, I'm simply promoting some of his teachings and the reality of this compared to, with a capital R, compared to the reality of this with a small r. So, there we are. when you're like this, you're vulnerable. You're so vulnerable. There's no armor. There's no scaffolding. There's no protection. You're just there. You're just there. Singing. You are being God. You are full of energy. Something mad? Like all? At the same time as doing this? But there's no contraction. There's no reason why you should be able to talk at the same time as doing this. Because you just... You're just doing that. And there's no me doing it. You're not doing it, you see. That's the whole argument. There's no me or you in this place. There's no me or you in this place. There's a oneness. The performer is not the performance. Then again, the performer is the performance. There's no separation. No separation whatsoever. Years ago, that people who come to learn to play an instrument, they're wanting to play a particular piece of music. But I learned to play the cello away from music, from pieces of music, because that's an added, that's an ex, there's learning to play a piece of music requires learning to play that piece of music. But to play the cello, to play the instrument, this is all you do. I'm playing the instrument. I'm bringing it to life. Anyone can do this. You can come and sit down and do that. But what's you scared of? What are you scared of? Thinking you fool yourself? Pinching two strings together? Three strings together? Drawing the bow? Making a sound? still here, then you didn't switch off. You cannot love another until you love God first. Jesus said, love God first, and then your neighbour. This is my neighbour right now. This is all my neighbour. God is this space, this disposition. I'm not just loving God, but God is loving me. It's living me. The lovers of God are crazy people. Crazy. Ecstatic. They're not of the world. Only this is of the world. This is worldly stuff. What comes from here is worldly stuff. What comes from here is God stuff. Ecstatic play. Your disposition can change from this to that in a moment. This is the TV stuff. This is the disposition of sitting at the TV. You're affected by whatever's on TV. This has nothing to do with TV. Mind gets in the way. Tears. Which I am now. Not for any sad reason. It's just the body being moved to tears. That's what it is to be open hand. You are so vulnerable that the body is moved to express God in many different ways. is 25 minutes worth of your time. That's another video. What is time? Beautiful piece, that, isn't it? And the saraband, the C minor 3. Yeah, that's it. So, I'm here. A cell contraction simply prevents God from living us. We are here to create. We are here to live, to be lived. We are here to be expressions of God. Om Shanti.